Galloway's support through sight loss. Galloway's Get Active. Fishwick Bottoms, Preston. Audio described walk.
Okay, hello everyone, it's James and Jane again with another of the Get Active audio described walks, and today we're at the side of the River Ribble. You might be able to see the bridge in the background, and what we're going to do is going to walk up one side of the River Ribble up towards Brockholes and the Tickled Trout, and then we're going to cross over the river and come back down the other side. So it's a really nice walk, beautiful weather. Let's come along, let's see what we can find. Come on, let's go.
So we leave the car park and follow the road, which leads to a stile on our right hand side, which goes into a field onto the river bank of the River Ribble. We've got a view looking back at London Road Bridge with the Ribble going underneath. Now we've got a bare path that has been worn into the river bank. We've got the river on our right hand side, the bank slopes down to the river, and we've got fields on our left hand side which are bounded by some shrubs and hedges and bushes. This side of the river is Fishwick Bottoms, and we're heading up towards the Tickled Trout Hotel, where we'll cross over and walk down the other side. The path is now going through a field full of cows that are all sat down, relaxing and enjoying the nice warm sunshine. They're just turning their heads and looking at us as we walk past. They're obviously very used to people walking. All sorts of coloured cows. You've got black and white, brown, grey and white. It's a good mixture of different colours of cows. There's one with a white face just lifting its head and watching us as we walk past. On the other side of the bank there's some more cows, this time stood up grazing, and there's a flock of white farmyard geese which are pure white with orange beaks. They're just pecking away at the grass. There's a heron flying in, which is a big wading bird, has a big wingspan, long legs and a long neck leading to a spear-shaped beak. The colouring is slate grey on its wings and back, with white on its neck and some black patches as well. It has a big stripe above its eye that leads to a little bit of a crest. The heron here is just stalking along the river's edge, looking for prey, which can be fish, frogs, snakes, ducklings. They basically eat anything. I think this one's just got hold of a small frog. Some of the farm geese have just come down onto the river. They're just having a swim and a drink. Beautiful white geese with a nice bright orange beak. So back along the river path we come to a stile which leads through another field with some cows, and then this eventually leads to another stile which leads on to the Guild Wheel. There's just some cyclists going past as we go over the stile. The Guild Wheel is a nice gravel and tarmac path that follows the course of the river at this point. So we walk along this. We've still got the river on our right hand side. There's a small hill in front and to the left. And now we're just showing some Himalayan balsam, which is has an orchid type flower, which is dark pink. It's an invasive species, even though it does have a really nice flower. So back along the Guild Wheel, we keep following it as it bends to the right and enters a little bit of woodland and eventually starts to lead uphill slightly. Got trees on both sides and the sun is streaming in through the right hand side. Now we've got a metal fence on our right hand side which protects you from a bank that leads down to the river. The Guild Wheel is well used by cyclists as well as walkers, so just be careful when you're walking to watch out for cyclists. We're now going through a wooded area with a wooden fence on our left, the river on our right through the trees, and the sun again streaming in through the trees on the right hand side. This part of the walk's a nice peaceful area with the woodland. Back out of the woodland, we've got some cyclists coming past. We're just showing the purpley blue flower of the meadow cranesbill set against the bright green of the foliage behind. And now we're coming to the end of the River Ribble walk on this side of the Ribble. You can see the road bridge by the Tickled Trout, and we're going to take a path that leads off the Guild Wheel up onto the road bridge. It becomes a narrow path. It's quite overgrown in places. This path will eventually lead to some steps that take us up onto the footpath by the main road. Just going through some more Himalayan balsam, and then once we go up the steps we come onto the footpath and turn right and cross over the bridge, which gives us some good views looking down the River Ribble. So when we cross over the bridge, we come to a little gate on the right hand side, which leads to some steps walking through a small wooded area. At the bottom of the steps we turn right and follow the path down to the river bank, where there's a view looking across the bridge over the Ribble and a stony beach, which is a great place to stop and have lunch. So we now follow a rocky path with lots of vegetation either side, and we pick our way through here until we come up the bank and into the field, and we keep following the River Ribble on our right hand side, heading back towards Walterley Dale. In the corner of the fields and the hedgerow we'll find a stile which we'll cross over. We've now got the wooden stile. There are some cows in this field as well. And on the post by the stile there's a little ladybird, which is a red and black beetle, and it was scurrying up and down the post. So we follow the path round the edge of the field on our right hand side, past some more cows, and this eventually comes to a stile at the opposite end of the field where there's a farm track. So we want to cross over the stile, which takes us onto the farm track, and at the opposite side of the farm track there's another stile that we need to go over to enable us to follow the farm track. So we go over the second stile, and we've got a stone wall on our left hand side and fields on our right, and the farm track will eventually come to another stile that takes us into the farm fields, the farmland, which we just follow until we get out to the other end where we pick up the track again. So when we've crossed the fields, we come back to the riverside of the River Ribble, and we end up on a stony farm track again. So we cross over a stile, and then we follow the track past some farm machinery, which will lead back through the farmyard and out to the main road into Waltonley Dale.
Okay everyone, so that's a walk that we've just done, starting from Fishwick Bottoms, walking along the River Ribble up towards the Tickled Trout, where we crossed over the Ribble and walked down the opposite side, and now that all that's left is for us to walk back to Waltonley Dale, back to the main road, London Road, and then back over the Ribble at the bridge back to the starting point at Fishwick Bottoms. So hopefully you've enjoyed this walk. It's been a beautiful day. It's quite a few stiles on it. It's a little bit rough underfoot and it could be muddy if you've had a lot of rain, but we're looking at doing this walk a week on Monday. Today is Sunday when we're filming this, which is going to be I think it's the 13th of September. So if you want to come along and you've seen the video, give me a shout. It's 01772 744 148, and from me and Jane, it's goodbye for now, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.